Yeah. Okay, Islam. This is I'm at the DHS and I am about to ask them why did I get this letter stating that I didn't turn in information when I supposed to, because I did. Islam and Imani's turned in his information as well, and I brought the paper stamped that I turned in information, the check stubs that I turned in with the information. It's November 28th, 2022. So let me use the restroom before I go. Hi, I need. You said how am I doing today? I'm well. I need to show them the letter that I got. I got a second letter.
Okay, no problem. Get your bag over here.
Okay.
Got your cell phone and keys in there?
Everything's in there.
Okay,
That's
walk through the
technology.
machine for me.
Okay.
All right, good enough. All right, you're good.
Can I? I'm
All
gonna use the
right,
restroom first.
Oh, sure. Take any key.
Okay, thank you. So I got a second letter stating that that they didn't get the information. So this is like the first, not the first time. This many times this has happened. And so they where I expected. So what happens is I expect stamps to come. They don't come. And if I don't have a few dollars or whatever else in my pocket, then that's a challenge, because it's like we weren't. I didn't have money like I would normally have, especially if I got rent to pay. And I've been many places before. Now, when I say many places, I've been places before where this doesn't happen. It's like, you come to you go to the food stamp office, you turn in the information. Once you turn in the information, that's it. It's like the stamps come. It's like there's no hassle. It's not worrying about is something going on, So because I've been on stamps before I came to Annapolis, Maryland. So it's like, why? I have never experienced such things like this before until I came to Annapolis. Issues with stamps, especially when I made the appointment. And I turned in the paperwork. So this has happened once again more than once, more than twice, more than 3 times. Approximately more. I don't have all the times that it's happened, but it's happened too many times to count. And I've never experienced this before, ever. I only have experienced such things when I came to Annapolis in reference to food stamps. I should say it's happened too many times. I remember recording. The reason why I started to record is because it had happened too many times. That's why I started to record. Otherwise, I never had to record before. I never recorded myself going to the food stamp office. The reason why I started to record is because it happened too many times. So I expect the food stamps to appear. They don't appear. And I have had them say something about a machine.
see that gentleman standing up here? Stand right behind him.
Okay, I'll put my name in?
Yeah, this machine broke today, man.
Oh, it is, the machine is broke today, okay.
Yeah, see, it's there. I read it to December 26, 2022.
Sometimes, when I come up here, it's like, somebody's acting, like a movie, it's like a actor, where you don't think it's just happening to you.
So this payroll, I think I said last time I was here.
Oh, I just need a copy stating how much I received this evening. Almost kicked off.
So do I ignore that? Okay. Okay, perfect. Yeah, thank you so much for checking.
Yeah, I think so. I just want to know if it's
The most recent one we have is for, September 11th. Okay? You paid, yes, you have that, correct, that amount you paid. Kelly? Here's your receipt. You want a receipt? You want a receipt?
I'll put out a bowl with the PTA Tuesday. I gotta reach out to
so
PTA.
would that be a car?
Yes.
I lost my wallet.
And
I'm
welcome,
trying to get that.
Thank you, you're welcome.
And the number for child support again,
And
and the number for child support.
the number for child.
Yes, ma'am.
Don't look like I'm out there, I'm just waiting on the receipt, okay? You need to sign in?
Yeah, well, yes, He said the machine is broken.
Yeah, the book is right.
Oh.
Yes, please.
Well, I'll make copies and I'll give you a ring of that.
You look crazy. Oh, 1 second, guys.
Miss Jones? Here you go. You're welcome. Your receipt, wait for the receipt to come out, okay?
Finish.
Did you need a receipt?
Yes,
We can
please.
mail it to you if you like.
Yeah, you can.
Mail it up.
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
But I've never been in a city where the United States Navy, Army, is so prevalent either. So I'm definitely gonna state that I've never had an issue anywhere else where I apply for food stamps and stamps don't come. So definitely the United States Navy and Army is supposed to be naturalized. So hopefully they are naturalized. So that is definitely a difference in the place where I applied for stamps before, where I didn't have to do so much to demonstrate proof that I turned in the information so that my stamps can occur. Or military. And I've never been anywhere where people say, I love you, brother paid, werewolf, she love your son.
So you can sign in over here. Rhonda Arrington-Bey.
Okay.
How are you?
I'm very well. How are you today?
I'm good. How may I help you today?
I let's see. Got a letter to turn in information, and I did. And I brought the letter. I kept the letter, and but before I show you that, I received this letter last week saying that I didn't turn in the information, but I kept the stamped copy that I turned in all the information, and plus I brought the check stubs that I turned in today with the date. So I got a letter saying that y'all didn't get it.
It's not saying we didn't get it.
It says
You said you have not submitted, or you have submitted an incomplete benefit review, but I can look.
yes, it's saying okay, incomplete. Where when I was there, she looked over it. She said everything looked. I said everything okay. She said everything was okay.
I'm sorry, Ms. Harmon. Oh, there you go.
Thank you.
Yeah. So incomplete leaves that
so
door.
then what I can do is I can look in here.
Yeah, because that leaves the door open for me not to get my
I try to
stamps.
help everybody in any way I can, I will.
Okay. Because when I turned it in and she looked over, she said, I said, everything okay? She said, yes, everything's okay. You got everything signed. I said, everything fine? She said, I mean, pretty much, that's what was said. She said, okay. And so now I'm getting another letter saying it's not okay.
And it could have been something that just crossed in the mail because computers, like,
Yeah,
you can't control, like, computers.
I've been on food stamps before, and this has happened so many times before in Annapolis. So that's why I'm like, okay, and not to get your stamps, you think your stamps are gonna come, they don't come, and then that's very stressful. And I never had an issue like that. It's like, okay, turning your information, your stamps appear, that's it. They know you in need. If you wasn't in need, you wouldn't apply, you wouldn't qualify, so you're in need for the stamps.
You submitted on October 28th, which you have in your name.
Yes.
Which I see right here. So, there was another NBR, which is generated by the computer, that went out to you because your first one, the one that you turned in, hadn't been processed yet. So that's, so when you bring it in, it doesn't get processed that same day, right? So, it's an act that we place everyone that's been in the office that day on this act, if they have things that have to be like an MBR, okay? So then one of our workers, one of the case workers, will grab that NBR from that act and then they work that act. So it's not necessarily that day, it wasn't necessarily worked on the 28th. we know that you turned it in on the 28th, so that you get credit for turning it in on time. So another, letter was sent out, it was generated. In the midst of your case being worked, and these letters, so the computer is not noticing, the computer can't, you know, like real people can, you know what I mean? So this is what happened, but your paperwork is here, October 28th.
Okay.
It's here, I'm looking at it. It's here, it's on October 28th, I see another one was sent out. I see, because there's something that the caseworker's running, it's something called clearances. I see the caseworker, actually, it's a supervisor, not a supervisor. She ran the clearances on you. We had your wage documents, everything.
It just happens so many times. And I know, I apologize if I sounded rude. I didn't mean to sound rude, but I just didn't want, it's like, okay, why am I getting this? Cause it's a month later almost. And so, cause I got it last week, and I hear I'm almost a month later from me turning in October 28th, and I'm supposed to get stamps on the 4th. So can you see that, you know, and then it's saying incomplete. So that's why I was like, okay, and it's happened before when stamps doesn't appear, and I'm thinking everything okay. So too many times before.
I can tell you that we have had a lot of issues. So we have had a lot of issues with, you know, people not receiving it, and it is computer error. You know, a lot of people think, oh, it's just y'all not giving me, but it's computer error. So we go back and try to fix it as fast as we can. Usually when people come in and that happens, I'll tell them, complete one of these forms for me. I give them the exact date that they bring their stuff in. Yours was October 28th. I would tell them, make sure you put on your October 28th, you submitted your paperwork to us. Give it to me, I make a copy of it, I keep a copy, I send it upstairs to a caseworker, have a caseworker, and as soon as that caseworker finishes with it, I go back in the case, and I look at it, and then I call you to tell you, listen, you depart to my quick. I try to, because I know that, you know, if you're,
Yeah, if you qualify and my rent is going up, it goes up every 6 months, so definitely.
and it does happen, and I'm not gonna say it didn't, it probably did happen.
Yes, otherwise I would not go to the extreme to make sure that I show proof that I did it, because it happened so many times before, so many times. Okay, so, and I'm like, okay, the 4th comes, or usually it's the 4th. I'm like, okay, it's gonna be there, got my budget set, we're gonna be okay. Okay, no, then it's like, okay, so that's the issue, and so everything, so my stamp should appear on the 4th with no problem.
From what I'm looking at, I can't control.
So, because the computer machine is controlling, now, how this, the information is processed, is that what you're, telling me, is they have more, okay,
I can only tell you what I see.
Okay.
This is what I see right here, your case is open, from what I see right here, this is what I see, I can see October 28th.
Okay. Because you keep saying computer, so I'm
No,
like,
I'm not
okay,
saying anything.
okay, I'm just curious. I'm like wondering, because if there's a glitch in the system or the machine, and then it's like, can't you have? I mean, that can really, you know, for those human resources needed, that can really harm or really put people in a bind, or human resources in a bind, you know. So, okay.
Daryl Jones.
Okay, so
So you're fine.
Okay, all right, thank you.
Because the tablet isn't working.
Oh,
That door is locked, man.
Okay, so anyway, I'm now waiting for the bus to come back around, and I just left. So this is why I record. I started recording when it started happening so many times, in reference to so she kept saying, she said computer. So we deal with computers. That's the same with the bank account electronically. So once again, I state this, and I I recorded. It was December 2020. Over $100 was taken from Imani and I's account, or me and Imani's account, and I caught it within a month, within a hour, not a month, within an hour. This was December 2020. And this is when I started to notice how my tablet would behave odd, and I've heard people say machine, and I started connecting dots, or hear feedback. My tablet would behave odd. Brother sitting here, and someone say, "Brother, love you, military," and so I caught it within an hour, and I was so surprised. Electronically, someone was removing money from my account. So this is the same also in connection to cryptocurrency. So cryptocurrency, I was learning cryptocurrency. I started trying to figure out different ways to, especially when my hours were cut, like to an extreme. Like right now, I don't have the same hours I had before. So when my hours were cut to an extreme because of COVID-19, I started to try to figure out different ways. What can I do to to have more money so that Imani and I would not lose our shelter? So one night, as I was looking at Doge, and this is during tax season, or a little bit before or after tax season, I was looking at Doge, and Doge had froze. Because I was hearing a lot of feedback still today I do, especially when the tablet started to freeze up, and I would have to go to Dunkin' Donuts or another place to use the internet. The tablet froze where the screen on cryptocurrency froze. I think it was at 24 cents. This is when Doge was actually had went up to at one time 67 cents. Okay, close to 70 cents. So it froze, and when it froze, someone like a mic in the room very close said, "Let us help you." Okay, so what I did was documented it. So it's like, "Let us help you," and I've heard this so many times, still to this day, like a mic in the room or close to the room, maybe around the room. So if you're dealing with those that are laboratory experiments that can control technology, or some type of science that a government have released in the population, okay, and they're trying to amalgamate forcefully, okay, whether it's through sex or find whatever culture, whatever, the first thing they're gonna do is try to attack your living expenses. So it's like, so that is a form of sex trafficking, okay? So it's like, "Let us help you," or the money being removed from our bank account, which was stolen. I don't know who did it, but Bank of America did replace it. They did the investigation. They replaced the money back in the account. So if you're trying to sex traffic, and there's some type of science or laboratory experiment where this can be done, or other forms of criminal activity, whether spreading diseases or other forms of chemical connections. Who knows? I don't know, because I'm not a scientist and I'm not in the military. I'm not in the Navy and Army. I'm not in NASA. So I can only give a sequence of events of odd situations I have never experienced before until I came to Annapolis. Then this is how you may do it, because if you cause it harm, if you're trying to force someone to amalgamate, or I've heard them say lay down, and she love your son, you might attack their living expenses, finance. It is the 28th of November, 2022, and I'm still waiting on the bus. And once again, this is DHR, it says 80th Street, Suite B. So I started to record and go to the extreme measures way before today, because I never had it happen before. My stamps before, I was so surprised what I would have to do to make sure my stamps continue.